Okay, so I didn't think about it that way. That's actually quite interesting. And you know what? I kind of want to share that with you guys. So let's begin the video. What is going on? It's JessJayDuB, and I would like to say to you, welcome. So bullying, yeah. Just gonna jump right into it because I don't want to hold you too long. Bullying, whether you have experienced it or somebody you know have experienced it, or maybe you've just seen it, even with your kids. To be honest with you, in my generation coming up in school, bullying was not a thing. Like, it didn't exist. Maybe it looked differently, maybe it was called something else, but I don't recall being bullied in school. Is it due to the fact that back then things were a lot different and kids are a lot more mean now? I don't know. Could it be that I went to a public school and it only happens in private schools? Don't know. Could it be that I went to a predominantly black school and it only happens in white schools? I don't know. But it's actually a very serious thing now. Where does it stem from? Is it just the kids? Does it go as far back to the parents? More so the parents than the kids? We'll jump into that in a sec because I got a nice story to tell you when it comes to my kid and his issue with bullying in school. But for me coming up, we were more focused on things that were popular during that time period, like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! That was the thing back then. So we kind of clicked up, formed alliances and friendships off of those things. There weren't really like uncool, I don't want to say uncool, but there weren't really uncool kids. It was more so everybody found something that they were into, and that's how friendships were formed. I don't want to say you had the popular kids and the not popular because nobody was really popular. It just goes back to what you got. It goes back to the things that you all had in common, the similarities, and therefore you were a part of that group, whether it was music, sports, fashion, video games, a whole bunch of other things that I can't really think of right now. I was on the track team in high school, so I had that group of people, plus I played Pokemon, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! And then in my school, we on 3 days out of the week, we would dress up. It was the school's requirement that we wore, the guys wore slacks, shirts, and ties to keep up a certain level of professionalism. And some guys just kept it basic, didn't really pay too much attention to it. But me, and everybody knowing me, I took it to the next level. And I used to come in there looking dapper, boy, like, whoa, and from that alone, everybody knew me as, just to impress, just to impress, Jess, just to impress. Fun times. But anyway, bullying just wasn't a thing back then. Anybody came up in my generation, let me know in the comment section below. Was it something you experienced? Did you know somebody that experienced it? Or you had the same experience like me and bullying just was not a thing? Because I would really like to see what everybody's opinions are. Now, when it comes to my oldest son, David, 7 years old, who's in school, not right now, but you know what I mean. And yeah, this bullying thing tried to show its ugly self. I handled it, but I was only able to handle it to a certain extent because of the level of maturity that I was dealing with on the other end. Now, when it came to the child, my son told me about the issue. I saw the child, I spoke with the child, and very nicely, very politely, not ignorantly, not cursing like I've seen a lot of these parents do, I was getting ready to flip, because now every time my child comes off the bus, he's coming off upset, and even his friend would come off the bus upset because his friend was also being picked on. And I'm like, well, it's two of you guys. Why don't y'all gang up and teach this damn boy a lesson so he'd leave y'all alone? But his friend is not a fighter. My son was trying to defend himself and his friend, but then the bully had friends, again, bigger than him, and so that it was a little more intimidating for them. So I decided to talk to the parents. That was the worst decision ever. Why? Because in this generation of people having kids, it's children having children, okay? We have kids having kids, and therefore they haven't had the opportunity to grow, to mature, to have any type of wisdom, any type of common sense, any type of understanding, structure, discipline. That is not going to work. So I go to talk to the parents. The parents are no smarter than the children. I'm talking from a very mature, very grown place. They're understanding me and talking to me from a very low and ignorant place. So I knew I was not getting anywhere with that. So eventually I just had to talk to the teachers, to the bus driver, to the principal, and they sorted it out, and the problem was resolved. But that's my point. You have children raising children. The reason why the kids are behaving the way that they're behaving is because if you look at the parents, what example are the parents really setting for the kids? Now, but if you've dealt with this with your own children, then you may have encountered what I am talking about. The ignorance, the lack of respect from an adult to an adult, the lack of respect between the child and the adult, because the child speaks to the parent as though they're the same age, and then the parent speaks to the child like they're the same age. I mean, you're cussing at your kid and talking to them like they're grown just like you. I mean, wow, you would swear two adults were arguing when you listen to these children. I mean, it's just disgusting to hear how some of these parents speak to their kids. It's like, geez. But, so how to deal with it, I don't know, besides letting the teachers and the principal deal with it. But trying to handle it on my own, it did not work. And I'm not going to resort to fighting and arguing with such an ignorant individual, because you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, that's scripture. A wise person can't get a foolish person to understand anything that they have to say. That's Proverbs. So yeah, that's pretty much my video. I just wanted to talk on that because, listen, it was something that I was thinking about just the other day, and I was like, why not share it with my social media peeps? And with that being said, thanks for watching all the way to the end, and I will definitely catch you in another video. Links to other videos are going to be on screen and down below. Hit me up on social media if you have any questions. If you have questions for the Q&A videos that I'm doing, drop your questions, drop your concerns, drop your statements. I will definitely get back to them in a video. If you're into gaming, check out my gaming section too, because I got a lot more games coming your way. Because yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with my new hard drive that I got for my Xbox. It's like a 2 terabyte hard drive. So I just been downloading games like crazy, and I find myself wanting to replay some of the games I played, and I figured, you know, why not, since people are just home, the majority of people are just home with nothing to do, that you just, you know, vibes out on my channel. Yeah, so that's what it's gonna be. And remember, being blessed is way better than being stressed.